Okay, do we have our pairings? Let's see, we should. And we do. Okay, so Nico plays kantzsot, Bucherman, and Marcel plays against Márton. Okay, so since we watched Márton this time, I think we will watch the other one, shall we? Bookie, okay. And we can see, so Marcel playing Night's Watch Prince that was promised. Lately that's been used with great ranging, although half a chance that it's Jon Snow. And let's see what these two are playing. Okay. Tyrell crossing. And Martell, Aloof and Apart. That's not one you see every day. Okay, so crossing is going to be the green apple knights and stuff like that. Probably the Night Swarm. Just try to do challenges with some non-healers. There should be a superior claim or something like that in there as well to speed up things. Maybe a winter festival had some spikes. And this one, okay, this one is interesting. So Milario helps two prominent characters. She helps Doran and she helps Ariane Martell. So we could see the 7 cost Ariane, which could be annoying against the crossing deck because she takes characters back to hand. And Doran could be the 6 coster to boost strength, and then we just see Doran's game and Princess Plan, stuff like that, to try to stop everything. Now, Behest used to skip a plot and sees the maiden, so goes for naval. That means Nico just collects the 1 gold from the Rose Road, and Bucherman collects 2. Not great. However, of course, his agenda. Look at that, so 2 gold, but great haul and Aloof. And he's put a 6 coster in. And Arias send. Oh. That seems like the crossing killer.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, hello, Hannes. Nice of you to join me. I will just increase your volume a little bit so that we can all hear you.
Thank you. Yeah, it does look like an interesting game. But it's looking pretty good at the start for Pokemon. So I think in the long run, you will be stronger than Nico. So I guess with crossing, you might hope to overrush Aloof and Apart. But the chances now seem slimmer still when you can always draw in Nico's characters with Alaria. So I would say very strong opening
Yeah,
from Bookie.
Nikos played the maiden, so he should be able to go first in some rounds. Otherwise, Ilaria is just super annoying. She can target some icons to make sure the crossing is way more difficult to trigger. Winter Festival will hit against a noble cause. That's one from the old days. 0 initiative, but basically works as a 7 gold plot. And up to 11 if you count all the reductions here with the agenda and the Great Hall. And here is the non-dealer. So that's one that I think if Bucherman goes first, he'll just use Ilaria to make sure Green Apple Knights have to defend.
I think also Nico has to go first, while with crossing often you prefer to go second. So Bookie is always free to hit back after Nico has done all his challenges.
Oh, okay, big Viper. strength is not has not gone crazy quite yet, but could be pretty big pretty soon. And what is the Iron Throne going to do in this game? So 2 gold left for Nico to use in challenges. Now you need to predict this one correctly, I guess.
Do something like, oh yeah, Lady Sense of Throats, good call, or else Growing Strong, and stuff like that. So, yeah. And now he's pretty safe letting challenges through by the Green Apple Knight on his own. So good call, I'd say.
Okay, and the Green Apple Knight will just do the 2 challenges that it can do. But if you leave, of course, the power for last... okay, never mind. So, Bookman just defends. I was thinking it would still be difficult to push the power challenge through, because there is so much strength on the other side. Well, one thing at least is, of course, the Harris hurts really badly for this board with all the high costers, but we'll see if that is played in this game. Ah, Superior Claim. Yeah, I couldn't name both of them, Superior Claim and Lady Sansa's Rose. That gets him to 6, and 2 with the Winter Festival as well. Okay, clearing the way for the Viper to win by 5.
Another Superior Claim.
Yeah.
They are going fast.
Now does he have the someone always tells? He does not. 7-6. So yeah, these 2 decks can win very quickly in 1 round. So yeah, dangerous. If there's another Winter Festival and another crossing trigger, gets close to 15, but then so does the Viper.
Oh, if you know plus someone always tells, I think this...
Surely that's not one of the 2 remaining cards, is it?
Why would you play it else?
Oh, nice.
That's, well, strong play. Nice, nicely done.
And Secret Schemes as well, for free, to refill the hand. Yeah, so that was one way to diminish the board a little bit here, but that's now gone. Okay, going first still with the non-kneelers, and now Marjorie helps a little bit. He can pull the Viper into a challenge, he doesn't trigger on defense. Okay, reset gone, so let's just go crazy now. Duran, Milario, Viper. Just missing the big Ariana as well. So what happened with the throne here? Oh, it's being used now. Let's see. A Superior Claim. No gold, so may as well. And now if the Viper, for instance, is not pulled into a challenge with Marjorie, I think he could get enough power to just win this round.
Yeah, I mean, he has to do that.
But if you do pull him into a challenge, of course, then you're not winning that challenge. So, okay, Intrigue. It's currently not losing by 5, but with additional defenders. Of course, Duran's game is on 4. Oh, 39. Okay, not quite enough. Maybe he forgot about Marjorie's passive ability here, or maybe he is not concerned about Doran's game. Maybe he doesn't have it. And crossing can trigger, I think, and with superior claim denied, I don't think there is a way to get close to 15.
That's an interesting deck build from Pokemon, I would say. It's kind of seems like an overwhelming strategy, you know, just slap the big guys on and try to prevent the reset.
Yeah, there is one reset, of course, that kills you, the Harris, so need to time it correctly to stop that. But now, if you can imagine, for instance, Wildfire Assault being played or Morgulis, it's not hurting with all the dupes, and the big characters, even Mad King's Command is not going to do much. So he's in a good spot. Okay, what's going on here?
Melario.
Was there a need to win by 16? Difficult to defend stuff now, but there are only 2 characters.
I mean, he could have left more for defense, but then Elaria would have drawn them in anyway. So I guess he could also just make sure that he wins this round. So I think that the last challenge, so it kind of makes sense to go in on that.
And he did have the runs game, so I suspect he probably wanted to trigger that on defense and miscalculated. That's 11. If he had 2 in hand, that would have won him the game, but I guess it's unlikely that he had 2. And still, of course, Littlefinger's Meddling is still active, so if he has more stuff, which he doesn't. Yeah, what he really needs now, I think, is to go first, because he could win with the Viper. But if he goes second again, the crossing trigger is dangerously close to 15. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wildfire Assault will diminish the board for both players here down to 3. But Nico wins initiative and has Renown now on top of his other stuff. But his 3 characters, of course, will be a little bit worse than those 3 giant characters on the other side. And not much economy to play more stuff. He needs another knight really to trigger or to activate the Green Apple Knight. What happened here? So we have Melario. She dies. Prefers to keep Elaria.
I mean, he knows the reset is gone, and probably over after this round. Probably, anyway. And even if it's not, which is mostly, I think, really valuable for taking Doran out of the reset. That's no longer relevant. So.
Another knight. So Green Apple Knight now can do 2 challenges, and we have another 6 custodies. Just I wonder how he found room for all of these. Must have more than 20 of them that are 6 or 7 cost, I think. Now what's he blocking? I guess Superior Claim. And does this text do anything? So you are not the first player, and that means does not kneel each house Iron Wood, so just he himself doesn't kneel to defend military, I guess. Okay, pulling the Viper in. Again, could just win on defense with Duran's game. No. And now the 3 renowned characters, so missing a power icon on Green Apple Knight here. And these two, crossing trigger, renown and power claim, would be enough to win the game, so this needs to be defended properly. And there is enough strength even without Princess Plan, I think, so yeah. Slightly risky to leave it 14-12, but of course he wants to do a challenge back. And why is Anders not kneeling? Oh, he does not kneel as an attacker. Thought he didn't kneel as a defender. That's my bad. Yeah. 2 challenges. And dominance.
Well played.
Nice game, very quick. 15
Yeah.
minutes and we got through 4 rounds and both players close to victory.
Totally, like a super cool game. I think well played by both, and it could have gone either way. Some things had, they'd drawn different cards, and yeah, so that was really a rush. So thanks to both Bookie and Nico.
Yeah, nice game. Let's see if we can catch the ending of the other one. The ending, it's only 17 minutes in.
Yes, they have a little less power.
Yeah, power is scarce here, but the boards are big. And let's see what happens. So these two have taken a lot more time to get through the first round. This is round 2, just about to end. So we have for the Realm opening against the Maiden and Summer Harvest this time hit exchange of information, which is not that great. So great ranging is in play. I assume that's the, let's just check if that's the named prince. Yes, it is, with Castle Black as well. So that's some additional stand, and there is Jeremy Riker to give everyone power icons. So basically all that Marcel needs, but also Márton has a decent board, has Vargo, but this time he is missing that red keep that he had in the previous game. There is no Iron Bank, and also we have not seen Casterly Rock yet, which is a nice card for this bestowed axe.
So what I'm really interested about, maybe Miha, you're an expert on rules. So I do not see Saturn on the board, and I thought it was a rule that Saturn always has to be on the board when great ranging is on the board. So what about that?
Yeah, apparently not.
Okay.
They do work well together, but I wonder if these decks, do you think they're playing 3 copies of Satin just because he is such an easy stand trigger?
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, Castle Black. I mean, I played earlier against Marcel, and he completely destroyed me. And also Castle Black, even if you don't need it for the stand, it's actually not a bad mini choke location. I feel like if you have a 2 gold trigger economy location, and you really need to pump your board because they are so strong on their board. It can make a difference, and it costs almost nothing once it is out, and you can still stand the character. So Castle Black, I think it's one of the strongest strongholds, and I think it is because it synergizes very well with existing tech and Night's Watch.
Yes, and I think in this particular deck that has great ranging as the Prince, you know that you can play for the Realm for that pretty safe 8 gold, and it will reduce Castle Black as well, so you should find a target. And this time, okay, so since some of the characters here are unprotected, I guess just playing it safe to grab Aemon, make sure that he doesn't run into Morghulis, but it's exchange on the other side. And I'm not sure, in the previous game we didn't see Morghulis from Márton. I don't remember actually if we saw any reset. We saw the Harris and Mad King's command from Reinhardt, but on the other side Not sure if we saw anything.
I would expect him to play more goalless, but Marcel already seems to be quite prepared for that. Mr. Anon, the group on Jeremy.
Yeah, it's not
Be-
going to help much because, of course, the important guys get saved. But the Harris, if he has that, which is doubtful, would work better because if you want to keep the great ranging, of course, that's pretty much it. But now we have Tywin as well, so there won't be the Harris in this deck. It's very unlikely. Although great ranging, I guess, is not grabbing power on itself like a lot of the prince characters do. So you can take it away and just try to win power and get it back to hand and replay it. It has assault, intimidate, and insight, very useful to have in play. But if it gets removed, nothing really is lost. Iron Throne again, and seized on Castle Black will help a lot, I think. But
yes.
still no way to refill it easily. There is the agenda, of course, so if that's the only really bestow card that you need to refill, you can use it on that, but I assume there are other tools we saw in the previous game, Sir Harry Swift, and I'm sure the new Casterly Rock must be in the deck.
Yes. Well. I always keep forgetting about the new Newcastle Rock is that it also allows you to use red keep then, for example, in plot phase, so that they might cancel Maester Aemon or a bodyguard if you have gold on one of your Lannister cards. So it's these 4 and 5 cost locations together are a really strong combination.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess we see it only in this specific type of deck with a lot of bestow cards, but it's not that bad. Even if you can imagine that you have nothing else, nothing that works with gold on specific cards, it can still trigger to give 3 gold every round, kind of like the Arbor, but a little more costly. So it's not going to be completely wasted if you don't have anything, but obviously Lannister has some options here with bestow cards, so why not make use of those. We see Fever Dreams making a return, which is nice to see. Now this time Unbridled Generosity was blocked by the Iron Throne, which makes sense. No gold to threaten anything else like the pinch at the moment. Tyrion of course can gain it, but he is cravened. And Márton passes challenges.
So maybe a tough choice for putting the C's. You put it on Castle Black, of course, but even Piss of the First Man sometimes might be useful. I mean, he has no higher reserve. Maybe he will more often have higher reserve, but that you're not able to stealth the great ranging is really, I think, a big advantage for these types of decks.
Yeah, it's a giant body to push any challenges past. Okay, nothing much happening here.
Yeah. Maybe both don't want to do the math, so we just.
Yeah, but maybe I thought he would try to find one challenge at least where the Great Ranging could trigger just to draw for insight. Maybe there wasn't one. Definitely a big card advantage here for Márton. but also a board that is not looking forward to a reset.
And I also wonder whether Marcel plays outwit. It might go well. It's you can smell the reset. There's 2 maesters there you could use.
Yeah, Knightswatch possibly can pull that off, especially if he's going to use here to serve in the deck to make sure there is one in play. It's possible. Needs the faction card though, which can be used with the Prince agenda. And yeah, Márton not going crazy with any renown here, and there is none on the other side, so this one, even though there is a long way to go, might not be decided by 15 power here. Could go to time.
If Marcel finds the wall, that might speed things up, because getting an unopposed through this kind of board seems well, very much to hope for.
Yeah, and that's another stronghold that you can use with the plot. Okay. Interesting. So we have the smith with, I think there's only this seize that Márton can use. And we have Grand Melee on the other side, so if last round was just passed with nothing happening, this might be more of the same here. On small boards it's very difficult to do anything with Grand Melee. On bigger boards, of course, it is much easier, but there is a lot of math involved in that. You don't see this a lot. I play it in Bara Summer, but I'm not sure if I've seen anyone playing it against me really.
Naming the Iron Bank now and marshalling, but good call. From basically running up a lot of gold on the Iron Bank, and then maybe outgunning him with a very, very broad board, but
okay, so first action has just nailed the economy location, and that's the only attachment he had. So if something like the wall is played now, won't be able to nail that.
oh, interesting. Now he has an intimidate character through Shagwell that could become important.
Yeah, it's just playing this one full character. I guess Penny might be in the deck. That's the one you can play in Lannister, and there is one in Shadows, although I suspect it might be Pinch of Powder. But Shagwell himself can just gain all the keywords. So currently he has everything that Great Ranging has. He has no attachments except weapon and bestow 3 for what that's worth. But also Assault, Insight, and Intimidate. Can only assault smaller locations though, so I guess he could go after Isle of Ravens. Still difficult to do much though, because even if you intimidate Great Ranging, there's so many power icons, there is a threat that it might stand again. Well, actually, not that many to be fair, so there's 8 strength if Great Ranging gets intimidated, and he might be able to defend against that. So I guess Meister Malin being considered in the first action window, but Begging Brother is there to cancel it. No, nothing triggered in the first window. Okay, just going for everything. And that should be enough to intimidate. Great ranging. And if everything defends, then of course it's not anyway.
Maybe he also hopes for a pinch trigger.
Yeah, and is that a weapon? I think it's a weapon, so it
Yes.
could go on one of
Yeah,
those power icons on, well, there's a dupe here, so I guess on the ranging party. Then would be difficult to get past grand melee restriction. Hence judgment cancels off to guard down.
Oh, that was important. To also pinch the ranging party so that Marcel cannot even attack on power. But then he should have enough to defend power. Oh.
Let's see. So this is the plan. Great ranging will get intimidated, and then there is only one icon currently. Yeah, so good challenges face here for Márton for sure. He's run out of icons for military, so he can do a power challenge. Needs two of them. So for instance, the merchant and the hound will do nicely. But has he forgotten about the Grand Melee?
Probably. He could have easily also taken the Lannister merchant and would have won this. How often I also forget these plots, like Grand Melee, like marshalling a true coster in first snow term and stuff like that. I'm just glad to see that it also happens to other ones, not just to me.
Yeah, certainly it's a little more embarrassing if the person who reveals Grand Melee forgets about it, which has happened to me before several times.
Yeah.
This in 20 minutes time, I guess we could be talking about this because it is 3-3 and
Yes.
power gain is slow, so this could have swung it by 3 power here with power claim and unopposed, and it was such an easy thing to do, really. And it would have got the hound off the board, of course, which is something you always want to do to avoid intimidate or resets or stealth if you can. Okay, 4-4. Getting there very slowly. At this rate it would take about 90 minutes, I think, to get to 15 power.
Marcel now has to top deck something good to keep him going.
He's already used one exchange of information. And that is restricted, so now you win or you die in this deck. I think the agenda was supposed to draw more here, of course, if with Grand Ranging participating in 2 challenges with Insight as well. Alright. Just pulling the trigger on Morgulis. Here is where that hound being in play, of course, is another thing that hurts. It's so easy for him to escape. Now what can Bron do?
And Shagwell is gone, which will be very important. So, yeah, the mistake from Martin was really, really hurtful. But now I think it's gonna get interesting again. It really, really depends now what Marcel top decks, because he has probably the 2 key pieces of his deck on board, but he also needs to be able to support them. With Tyrell, he might be able to push something through, depending on what he can match.
Now, do you try to do anything with double dealing here, is the question. So it can copy Grand Melee, for instance, if he wants to do that. Or the other one is for the RAM, for a reduction for himself, but that I think that would work on Casterly Rock, but I doubt there are other cards that would work with it. But Grand Melee, with a small board on the other side, might be worth it. Now, did he do anything? Of course, it's not implemented, so you need to say, but it looks like he didn't trigger it.
Yeah, interesting. It's very rarely run. Also, always thought, can you use it somehow in one way or another? But I always find it so unpredictable. I'm surprised that he runs it.
I guess there is no harm in copying for the RAM, at least that reduces cost if you do draw Casterly Rock, so he should have done that if he doesn't fancy Grand Melee. And it makes sense that with Tyrion Craven that doesn't want that additional restriction. Slightly unfortunate that Tyrion was the one that was duped. He had to use Bronn to save Tywin and Duplicate to save Tyrion, so Bronn now is also dead. But let's see what else comes in. Surely there is something. Vargo, Shagwell and the Hound all dead. Cersei still alive, and here is Sir Gregor. Wrong Tywin for him, but maybe he gets lucky. Now top decking 2 Cravens here wouldn't be bad.
Yes. Maybe he finds a Craven with all Tattersalt. And he does.
He does,
of course.
Okay, Tywin with all the icons, and he's exposing himself to Gregor.
I dare say that was very well top decked to have 3-finger hop and all Tattersalt. Yeah. So, well done.
And military is the one challenge where, of course, he cannot use the pinch. But still enough strength, so Gregor can just go for it, see what happens. There's a nice spread of costs here, 2, 3, 8 and 4, so should get something. Pinch blocked. That wasn't, I don't think that was going to be used, but you never know. Tywin's still pretty strong, so half a chance of being able to defend a little bit against this great ranging. Now let's see what happens here. So something needs to be claimed, and then relying on a bit of luck.
Yeah, so he decides to defend, just to not get behind on power too much. Which makes sense given that they have only 15 minutes left. But with great arrangement known now, should not be able to do anything. Okay, he discards the wall, so no trigger on him, but still, I would say a very good discard. Might even be better than killing a character with him.
Yeah, that would have triggered this round, and with two Cravens, maybe every round.
Yes.
Now let's see. So no more cancels, so Begging Brother can... the Hob can draw. And was the agenda used? I think the faction card was still standing. Didn't use it, so now he needs to use it on seized before the marshalling phase. Okay, and now we know he does play Morgulis.
Alright.
Against close call, so has to go first to trigger close call so that Great Ranging stays dead for a little while until Marcel wins power by 5, but he might not. And
Jeremy dead. That is going to be difficult.
Yeah, if did the Hob find anything is the question. 5 cards, but a lot of uniques in the dead pile. And on the other side, to be fair, as well. So basically everything except Tywin and Cersei that I saw across the two games. Not sure what else he has in the deck.
And there she is.
How many Cravens left? One in the discard pile. Bit late with Satin. But on the oath, now that stops Cersei in the Intrigue Challenge. Just naming pinch, but no power icons now, so... Okay, defending with both. That will mean that he wins on defense. And he will win on offense as well, but nothing he can do against the power challenge. But he did block pinch. And what do we have here? We have the Starry Sept. That's pretty sad with the lack of power icons now. You can attack against Tywin because he won't contribute his strength. So he may as well stay standing. Okay, doesn't make any huge difference in terms of dominance. I'll maybe get that Craven back with Isle of Ravens.
Overall, I have to say, both from the tournament that Martin won and also now from his performance against different decks, I think it's a really, really well built deck. I mean, Lenny Free Companies is not really something very popular in the meta now. It's a very special build and makes really good use of it. So I'm really quite impressed by that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Very unique playstyle compared to the Lannister decks we usually see. We mostly see Shadows, to be fair, these days with Kraken. And Banner Lion is reasonably popular. He did shuffle Craven back, and well, there's leftover gold, and the Iron Throne is blocking Pinch, of course, in one phase in challenges. So if this is Pinch of Powder, he could just bring it into play in other phases. Okay, slightly tricky. The crown will stop set in living play, which means that you're a bit limited for choosing military claim. Shuffling off to Galtown back. And we'll see if it's worked. And Goldmine gets rid of the milk. That's something that is difficult to use against Night's Watch. Pinch works because it is a weapon, but milk doesn't have many targets. Marcel coming in at another useful icon, and now it will be difficult to block everything. Okay, gets rid of the Iron Throne, but at the same time, no more gold this round either.
All the milks and crates.
Could have done with another character though, 9 gold left. But at least it doesn't look like there is going to be a military challenge. So Intrigue is blocked whatever happens because of Owen the Oath. There is no monocon. So power will be pushed through, and time running out, so looks like Márton will go ahead here, and might be difficult to catch. Plots are returned now, so we have those Morgulises back. Lots of cards though in Márton's deck. Hand, I mean, 19 in the deck, but getting close to that 15 power now. Would be even closer with that Grand Melee misplay that happened.
Yep. You would have had the Hound still in play, and would have basically made a challenge, sometimes even maybe 2 with him each round. So I would think then he would be way ahead.
So unless there is a way to blank... what happened here? Hand Judgment on Unbridled Generosity. Didn't want to lose that to claim, I guess. Yeah, unless there is a way to blank Owen if this is unopposed. And discards the dead Vargo. Dominance for Márton. Just about, with 9 gold remaining. And now what do you do? Do you go for another Morgulis?
No, it does not. I would say you have to, because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, there is, of course, some cards are left here, 5 cards, so chances are that Márton would be able to get something in play, and Marcel maybe not, but everything would be dead pretty much. All the uniques would be dead, so maybe maybe Márton gets stuck as well if Margulis is played. But not so now. So great ranging back in the discard pile. 2 copies in the discard pile, so I guess you can get it if you top deck it. And one of the seeds gone. Now let's see what he had. He did have a non-killer here, so was going to survive Margulis pretty well. And red keep, so if he wants that Iron Throne gone, that's another answer for it.
And he gets a military icon. Very important. Might give him the unopposed body. Oh! Oh! Well drawn, I'd say.
Yeah, little bit too late. I wonder if it's going to work. So we have one military icon that the great ranging can defend, but of course then cannot do a challenge back. And we have plenty of power icons, so that one can be defended. And intrigue is just stopped by Owen, whatever happens. And yeah, great ranging without his its power icon, really not as scary.
If it goes second.
Is pinched now, free to come out. Get rid of Owen. Getting rid of Satin. Interesting. Of course, that's also playable on your own characters, so he could have triggered it on Cersei, for instance. Get her back without the milk.
I think he wants to finish this round.
And this one needs to be defended. Gives the card away for insight. And now I think Marcel does intrigue to force Owen to kneel.
Although he can't even finish.
Time for one more. But I think the advantage is too big now.
It also feels nice that Martin isn't playing slow. I mean, at least it feels to me like it. So probably could have easily drawn it out over the last 3 rounds, so that it would be at the end now and he would have win. So quite fair.
Yeah, and I think he knows that he is safe here. There isn't going to be a comeback from 13-4 here.
No, but still, it shows good sportsmanship.
Grand melee. Marcela loves grand melee. So, could finish this one with unopposed power in the first challenge. Let's see. So anything that's still alive is coming out. Ah, and this time he forgets the seized finally. So Castle Black has a bit more chance. Yeah, it can cancel all these locations, so you need to wait, but realistically there's plenty of gold.
It's good stick. Settled set, I think. Good.
Finally some board presence.
Without Jeremy, no power icon. It's kind of the Achilles heel of the deck, I guess.
Yeah.
Well played.
Nice one again, and we have a nice clash of styles for the final. This deck that takes a little bit of time. It can be fast with Shagwell and Vargo. In this game it wasn't, but it can be. And on the other side we have that overwhelming Aloof that plays all the high costers and just goes for it, and should be a nice one in the final. So we'll join that in a minute or so.